Asphalt survivor, otherwise known as childhood rage, raid, rake. How are we supposed to heal when we're not even allowed algorithmically to say sexual assault? Childhood sexual assault gets bumped out, and now TikTok in particular, the others are doing the same thing, but TikTok, now being owned by Trumpville, won't promote any of my videos. And I'm encouraging all of my TikTok followers, who are most of my live followers, to please go to YouTube. I haven't paid much attention to it. I've just used it as a library, but it's going to become the main platform now, as well as Substack, which I'm opening up at a school. So I mean, it's just disgusting. I'm a neurolinguistic practitioner. How can I help people if I can't promote my free, always free program? How can childhood sexual assault survivors come together when every time we try to promote content, it gets kicked out because we said we are childhood sexual assault survivors? This is insanity. I am beyond angry. Ah, watching the congressional circus, in fact, all of them, we've got all the Epstein survivors. I am not one. I am a trickle down survivor. I have decided to call it. We are part of the trickle down politics of the patriarchal system that other men aspire to, where women are just used and commoditized. I am one of the people who, like countless billions of others, have been, and millions are being sexually assaulted right here in America, right here in your own hometown. It can go on in the nicest of families, like it did with me. And you know what? We don't care who was president. I was assaulted at an age where I wasn't paying attention to who was the president. Barely knew what a president was when it started. I am just sickened to watch. Here, I'll give you the play by play. I will Luther, as I call it. You seen that SNL? Or interpret. I will Luther your way through the congressional hearing. Why aren't you doing anything? Well, we're doing everything that can be done. No, you're not. Yes, we are. Well, will you talk to the Epstein survivors? We have talked to all of them. Raise your hand, row of how I don't know, a dozen, maybe more ish, Epstein survivors. And it's like, if raise your hand if nobody has contacted you. Every hand went up. Standing right behind Bondi. Uh, in this case, and all the other senators going back and forth. Well, why didn't you do something when your guy was in? Well, why didn't you do something? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, please, we just want something to be done now. Well, you should have done something before. It's just unbelievable. The childishness. I shouldn't even call it, it's like it presents as childishness, but it's the opposite end of that. It's control. It's fear and control. And they've already taken away my ability to promote anything on TikTok. So I repeat, please join my YouTube channel. I have a free Zoom also through my Facebook page, and we're going to get started. We're going to have to use alternate means because the algorithm is kicking out my ability to help you. I can't say sexual assault. If I promote this, it won't. They've kicked out my last 3 attempts at promoting anything, and I haven't stood up for one side or the other. I'm sick of sides. There's good and there's bad. There's right and there's wrong. And hopefully you know the difference between them. And watching these predominantly old white men and a few women, there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. If there was something to be prosecuted, it would have already been prosecuted. And then even CNN, everything they put out, there's a disclaimer. Trump has not been, well, like they start saying, Trump's in the Epstein files 1,000 to 34,000 to over 1 million times. I've heard all 3 numbers. And they're like, nothing to see here. It's just like, what do we do? What do we do? Well, we don't quit watching. I was disgusted. There were only a total of, by the end of it, 31 people that watched that today with me. If you care, you've got to care all the way. Caring about somebody from a distance doesn't help the person. It makes you feel better because you have a heart. I'm glad you have a heart, and we survivors are glad you have a heart. And we are encouraging, no, demanding that you put it on your sleeve now. Put it on your sleeve. We're not going away. You can take away my ability to promote. I will do it on YouTube. Please come there. Please stay in the fight because we are in a fight. And I don't care who goes down. I don't give a damn about any political party anymore. I care about the rightness and the wrongness of every situation. And we deserve justice. That makes me think of one more thing I'm going to say. It always does. I always say I'm going to stop and then I don't. But the real thing is a lot of men and a lot of women don't think they think that a 14 or 15-year-old is accountable for their own actions. And if you haven't been groomed, you don't understand the nature of grooming and the way that it encompasses your whole being, the way it becomes a part of you. For me, I dissociated into alters eventually. I just had to. I've learned to, you never integrate them, but I've learned to listen to and work with all the voices in my head. But that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been groomed and assaulted for years of my life. And the only way we can end rape culture is to start by holding these people accountable. We've got to hold them accountable. And I'm somewhere between wanting to smash things and throw up right now. Um, I better go take a walk. I will talk to you more and more because Those Nasty Women was the name of my podcast. I still own Those Nasty Women talk.com or thosenastywomen.com. Um, and I truly had the fear of being sent to Venezuela or Sudan. They're rounding up dissidents. AI is taking names, making connections. You can connect everyone you've talked to, everyone they've talked to. They can get every message. Deleting something is never deleted, if you haven't figured that out by now. So this isn't, it is a scary time, but pulling back is going to let them just continue their abominable ways. And I refuse. And when I see the rise of groups like the incels and other men's groups that want to take our rights completely away, read some of that stuff. It's frightening, but they're not just fringe. Millions and millions of people belong to these men's group that want to take our rights completely away, turn us into breeders the way God intended, in their opinion. I don't agree. I don't agree. We will win. Truth and righteousness marches on. There's always hurdles in the road. Ask MLK and RBJ and everybody else. And when you get to, when you're known by your initials, you know you did something in the world. Maybe someday LKG will mean something. I really could care as long as we just stop this crap, okay? Pay attention. Vote. We're not going anywhere. But please join me on YouTube because TikTok just took away our ability to even promote content. Bye. Oh, and start a subscription, please. It's $1.99. Please. Thank you. On Facebook. TikTok takes too much. All right. Oh, I